The pink and yellow line's been used as like a medium line the whole way down, so returning to it as like a middle zone before we break out is normal as well. The 261s lately, when they do have a response, it's been to get to the 188-200, and that would be like getting from the 188-200 to the 100 at the same time. It's kind of a strange one. Don't usually have it lined up like that.
Yeah, so it may go up for a couple of points here, but yeah, see it's still coming down when you look at that 3.515.
Well, it's gonna have the overnight session to buffer out a lot of momentum. Curious about that.
Because right at this point here, where it's at right now, earlier, I don't know, a couple hours ago, I put it in a dotted line at the bottom of the red zone on the volume, and that's where this is at right now. I don't know if it's still at the bottom of the red zone.
Yeah, and we could,
but
like on the volume profile, yeah, we could go,
volume profile.
That's what I mean, like when I looked at that head and shoulders, like we could go to the other side of the node, which is a pretty big move on the hourly and 15 minute. Like this is just clipping the neckline a little bit before we get things moving. So far so good on this one.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the 3, if it goes up, you know, in the 3 MACD, it'll go up, maybe give you a little cloud up top. So if it keeps going past that point, that'll be awesome.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with this one. So 261 to 100, 188's been pretty decent lately.
You just played price action there, John, on the 188-200?
Oh yeah, I've been all over it.
Yeah, I just need that added. I did the same thing. I just need the added confluence of the MACD to back it up and see how high we're going exactly.
Like I've even played the little movements on the inside. I'm not trying to tell people to take these little moves, but to catch the big reversal, that's the levels that come from like these levels to get to that one. Like it could have went from the 261 to the 188-200 after you pay yourself enough money to continue holding something else. It could have turned that other trade into hundreds of points. That's the idea, with the short-term trade turning into a long-term one. But when we get through that pink and yellow line next, it could go straight for the downtrend. Still got some time for the imbalance, not too far away. The upwards moves tend to have more volume than the downwards ones. And again, it's like the selling pressure that overlapped that really large volume candle wasn't as large of a series of candles in comparison to that big green one. That's like another stop killer. Yep.
Yeah, I'm looking at the daily MACD.
Alright, the daily MACD.
Yeah. You look, you'll see an empty space there.
Yeah, that's easily taken back though. Overnight session, that'll be gone tomorrow morning. That's the problem.
I'm just saying, like overall, just remember I'm saying this, that it'll probably come down and give you an empty cloud on the bottom, but you know, it'll take quite a few days. I'm just saying that this is the start of it coming down, just like I mentioned to you before at 13th November when I
13th of November,
because I noticed there's an empty space or a little dark space there in the top of the cloud.
Okay, you see that same thing, yeah. It's strange because like I can see that this is an institutional load up zone and they've been buying everything everyone's been selling for a long time here, so I'm curious to see if they'll send it. Yeah, strange enough, I think that this position will take us to a new all-time high though. That's what I'm thinking.
I totally agree. I'm just saying that I think it's going to go through a phase here where we have maybe 2 or 3 days where it comes down.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're heading back to your VWAP, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, maybe short term, but I'm just saying, just in the bigger picture, that's just what I'm seeing. Because if I saw this on the 1 minute, okay, I'm waiting for this thing to come down and give me an empty cloud because I'm taking it at the bottom of the empty cloud.
Right.
I'm taking right because look at how high it is, right? If this was if you're looking at the daily and this is the 1 minute, okay, and that you know that we're bullish. So if this comes down and gives you an empty cloud, you're taking the bottom of the empty cloud because it's going to be going up. Because there's going to be quite the space between the daily and say the 15 minute. Okay, and it's going to go back up. So what I'm saying is it's going to probably happen again here with this thing. It's what I'm seeing. I'm just seeing this dark 2-3 days.
Because if we keep running throughout the entire night, it's going to look different tomorrow morning.
I'm just saying there's that.
Right. Yeah. Because, like, I'm pretty bullish on it. No, yeah. Well, we've done one, though, that's for sure. That's the thing. I don't think that there's much we could do about it. If it wants to be more of a retracement here, it's not like a short opportunity or anything, though. It's like, okay, if it goes down, then I'd rather catch the low of the next major move than try to short what's left of this downwards move.
Yeah, but if it does go down lower, then you won't be surprised, right?
Well, I mean, it's not going to cost me any money.
No, it's just what I'm seeing.
Yeah, because whatever it wants to do, it's fine if it wants to pull back. keep the stop and profit on the rest of it. I've been taking some off the entire way up, and it's like I find myself being able to say, you know, all of this difficult environment is just bought out swiftly, like by one party. You know what I mean? And like same thing happened over here when it pushed up over this environment, and it's just, you know, keeping in tune with the market is the way I look at it. It's not like a critical thing where you have to do it with heavy size or anything like that. It just has to be something that, you know, I know it's a crucial time for the institutions that have to manage all their assets, but as an individual, you know, we have the luxury to make sure that we can only, we only need to trade the times that we find the most attractive. They have to be involved with every situation because they can't ditch the fund, you know, for an overnight session and just buy it back the next day. They have to make sure everything is positioned the perfect way every day, whether they feel like working or not. That's what they have to do. It's exactly the opposite of the individual, as I find many different characteristics of the institutions are exactly the opposite of the individuals we find on the internet. We're just hitting a B point right now too, by the way. That's some orders fill.
I mean, it's going to come down. You know, the lines are spread far apart, the green line and the orange line, so that's a positive. Thinking that it's going to go up, you're not going to sell anything right now because you're thinking, hey, it's just going to keep going up and stuff. And you look at the, you know, you look at the five. Five looks pretty bullish. So, but looks like on the one it may come down and give you a
61. Yeah, 61 could be on the table. Yeah, it's just the thing is once you check the hourly, I mean, I'm good for hours. Like I know exactly where, you know, it looks like sideways up and down to me on the hourly. Like we're gonna go for this entire downtrend break.
Yep. I wouldn't doubt it.
Yep. So are we gonna go up, you think, overnight and tomorrow, or are we going down?
Up, I'd say. I can see that the institution's last move was to buy out all of this little difficult area, and it looks like they're still playing the game. Like when I see the volume and how it moved in there, it looks very much like, you know, institutional movement, blocky, big candles, you know, at a time where it's difficult for many people to make it to, and I just think it's
well, here's the deal with the
pretty bullish.
It you know, it's if this is low, it's coming off a line cloud on the hourly, which preceded an empty cloud on top. So, you know.
Well, and the RSI is at the green.
Yeah, it's at the green, but that doesn't mean it's not going to have a secondary low.
I think that being exposed from the wicks of the the hourly candle low could be quite attractive. Oh, I mean, sideways up and down is looking pretty good. I like that sideways up and down that we've got there as well. Yeah, I just don't think that this head and shoulders is going to reverse the trend. I don't think that it's going to reverse the trend. I don't think that that's what we're doing. It's a sideways up and down that's ultimately going to go for the downtrend.
If you put a trend line up there, like you said, you know, it may hit the trend line, but it may come down after that.
We could go all the way up to it, make a 61, go up to it again, and then turn this into a B point to a giant W that we then have to come back down to from above. And like that could look like coming down from the red zone, to be honest. We could do that. Like I think this movement could be actually quite large in the bigger picture. So see what it can reduce out of it. I'm quite pleased with the positioning anyways, and the movement at the end of the day here. Yep, exactly. It's like all these B points and everything are filled. It's done a relatively good job at making sure that all the B points have been filled on the way down. There's some at that triangle all the way up there that haven't been tested, but I do think we'll go and get them. Everything will lead back into that range above and use that range. Most likely that's the plan for the longer term. Couple minutes to the close there. Could be some erratic movement at the close because I can tell like literally the institutions are here making this movement at the end of the day. So the ATR remained pretty low all day today though, so we struggled to get above 10. Well, that's the thing. Like, I believe that, like, if we're going to have a reversal like this and it's going to be on the hourly or something like that, you know, this entire area could be like 10 ATR and we actually start to increase to 20 around here. And so on, like, or the first couple days of the run can be really slow ATR. And then when everyone wakes up the next day for it to be higher and everyone wants to be long, they didn't buy it because of the low ATR. And now they're not in from a place that can handle a pullback in the bigger picture. So I'm like fighting for that low ATR at the extreme. It's the extreme that we're fighting for. It's the extreme that we're attracted to, not the ATR. Because the extreme will provide the entire move and provide safety from the next pullback. But if you buy in when the ATR is high, when it's already started to move, then you won't be able to handle that 61% retracement most likely. And that's what I fear for people. I'm like, yes, it's hard to end up with the low today, but this is what it takes to end up with a move where most people don't have what it takes takes to fight this and end up long from the bottom. They just don't have what it takes. This is what it takes. The name of the game is to hold it now. Well, that's the close, and it's pretty erratic.
You just gotta hold it until you get wiped out.
At the end of the day, you know, you take off enough profit to make sure that, you know, you're more than satisfied. It doesn't have to be too crazy.
Out, John.
Yep, that's fine. I'll take off more profit before I get wiped out, though.